I don't know what that noise was, and I apologize. But hello, welcome everybody, welcome back to my channel, Maddie's channel, the channel of Maddie Hom, whatever you want to call it. I am very excited today because I'm going to be filming a new kind of, well, not really a new kind of video. What am I even saying right now? Anyways, so as you all know, a special little holiday was passed around the corner, February 14th, you know, the holiday for the lovebirds, for the cupids. It's called Valentine's Day, in case you weren't familiar. But yeah, so there was Valentine's Day. In all seriousness, Valentine's Day happened the other day. It happened yesterday because I'm filming this video on February 15th, 2 months out from my birthday. Whoop whoop. But anyways, yeah, so Valentine's Day happened the other day, and I know this can be a really either amazing this is a holiday of like many feelings, because if you're with somebody it's great, or it's not, because there's a lot of pressure, you know, to do cool things and do something nice for your significant other or others, you know. If you're polygamous or enjoy multiple partners, more power to you. But on the other hand, if you're single like me this year and you just watch over and 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 over people posting images of their significant others, you know, it can really just make you feel like shit. So what I decided to do today is I'm going to be kind of doing a little Valentine's Day like quiz thing for myself. I don't know, I think this is kind of fun, but you know, a lot of the times when I was younger, I would look at couples online and that's how I would base what I want in my relationship. And you know, it still hasn't changed. And some people are like, that ruined me for life, but for me, I think it made me have really high standards. So my standards are super high, and that's why I'm single on Valentine's Day. And I'm okay with that. You should be too if you are single, because having high standards is not a bad thing. But anyways, today's video is going to be about me rating different types of television couples that inspired my way of how I perceive love and romance. And I'm very excited about it because I'm a huge fan of all of these couples, or most of these couples. Some of these aren't actually couples, but I wish they were couples. I just said the word couples like 4 times in a row, but whatever. So today I will be rating television couples from out of a scale of 10, and I will just be letting you know my thoughts about them. Fair warning, there are multiple spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen any of the television shows that I talk about, I will mention them before I start talking about them. Click off because I don't want to spoil it for you, and I know I tend to do that for people. So anyways, without further ado, let's jump into the show. Okay, so I have my handy dandy little computer out because I made a list online of the different couples that I wanted to talk about today. Also, I'm really sorry. I realized that I haven't been doing a lot of get up, you know, and go videos. I've been doing a lot of chatty videos, and that's because 1, I'm super lazy. 2, it's freezing outside and I don't really want to go. 3, I'm sharing the house with 2 other people, and I sometimes feel uncomfortable vlogging or talking in front of them, and I also don't want to encroach upon their space. And 4, I'm kind of waiting to do a lot of those moving videos or like videos where I'm moving around a lot when I move into my new apartment, which will be in 2 weeks. So that is why I usually just sit and talk to you guys. Okay, so let's start. We have so many couples here, so I'm just gonna have to go through them super quickly. And they're from all ranges, like Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, I'm adding one right now, CBS, Fox, oh shoot, there's another one. Alrighty, let's just go down the list. Okay, number 1, we have Plankton and Karen. Yes, am I talking about Plankton, the Plankton from SpongeBob, and Karen, the computer wife from SpongeBob? Yes, I am. But in all honesty, I kind of really love them as a couple. You know, if they're such a good pair for each other. I know Karen is technically an inanimate object, but you know, she kind of gives Plankton amazing advice. And even though they don't really show each other any affection, I think they work really well together. Maybe they're just a better partnership. I think for working well together, on the romance side, it's iffy. But you know, I don't know how much you can have for a computer wife and for Plankton. I would say, and he's very faithful to her. He never cheats on her. I'm gonna give them a 9 out of 10, you know, because I think Plankton is, you know, they complement each other well. They're a good couple. You know what, that might have been too generous. We'll give them an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, that's the final verdict. Number 2. So from Parks and Rec, we have Leslie and Ben. Leslie Knope, the main character, played by Amy Poehler, and Ben Wyatt, can't remember who plays him, but yes, them. And so, to be honest, I was not sure if I was gonna like them as a couple when I first started watching Parks and Rec. You know, I wasn't, because I like kind of saw the show in increments. I didn't see it all the way through. And then I watched it all the way through in succession, and I was like, no, these characters, these two people are made for one another. And my heart actually broke in two when they decided to break up, and it broke in two again when I thought he was going on a date with that other reporter. What's her name? Like the other annoying reporter, you know, the girl with the brown hair. Shannon? No, I don't even remember. Shauna? Something like that. But I think these two characters complement each other so well. I think Ben is just perfect for Leslie because he wants her to be ambitious and wants her to be her best self, but at the same time, he's very willing to sacrifice for her, but at the same time, Leslie is somebody who's so caring and so generous, and so she kind of matches that. They match each other's energy. I think them bonding over small, cute things like little Sebastian, the mural, I don't know, it's just so lovely. And I just want a couple, when I grow up, I mean technically I'm an adult, but when I'm, you know, an adult, I want a couple to be in a relationship exactly like that one, where I'm obviously Leslie Knope, I'm obviously going to be running for president someday and meeting all these cool people, and I want my husband or significant other to be beside me and to help me get there, but it's to hype each other up. So I give them definitely an 11 out of 10. Next we have, from the TV show Bones, Dr. Temperance Brennan and Celie Booth. Now, this couple really did me dirty because I wanted them to get together literally from day one. I could sense, I could sniff the tension, you know, as they were meeting and talking to one another. I knew they hated each other at the beginning, but those are like the best love stories, you know, when they hate each other and then they start to really like each other. Yeah, a walk to remember type of thing. But I was like, oh my god, these people have to get together. They are gonna be perfect for one another. And then they make me wait for 6 freaking seasons. And you know, I was getting bored by that time. I wanted them to get together, but when they are together, I think they're so cute and so perfect. I love how Booth cares about Brennan so much. He just loves her so much, and it's so clear. And she also, even though she sometimes struggles to show it, she clearly loves him very much. And I don't know, I just think that shows you in like the television world how opposites attract and are great together. And they're just so cute. So cute. I would give them a 9 out of 10 for making me wait, but not for like the couple part, but for making me wait for so long. Okay, next. Well, the other iconic duo from that show, Angela Montenegro and Jack Hodgins. Also, can we just talk about how the names in Bones are fantastic? All the character names: Temperance Brennan, Celie Booth, Cam Soroyan, Angela What? They are Lance Sweets. They're so creative. So creative. Anyways, Angela and Hodgins, in all honesty, I think are like the most fantastic couple. I was very sad when they broke up for that hot minute, but then when they get back together, I think they're just perfect. I think they're amazing parents. They raised Michael Vincent so well. I know this is a flex, but I took the Bones quiz and I was told that I am most like Angela Montenegro, so And also, yeah, they're just so cute, and how he does those little like quirky things for her. Hodgins, he like names a species after her, like a species of bacterium after her, and Hodgins, Angela likes to paint for him. It's so lovely. So I'd give them definitely a 10 out of 10 because they're just such a wonderful couple. Next we have, from Nickelodeon once again, the TV show Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang and Katara, the iconic duo, friendship team turned romantic team. So unlike some of the people out there who really ship Zuko and Katara, I was a Team Katang. I was Team Katang from the beginning. I was like, no, this is so cute. They're friends first and then they'll be like together, you know. But again, this show made me wait. It made me wait for so long, and I am not a patient woman.
Matchmaker is not a patient woman.
I don't like waiting. So it was hard. It was a rough ride, you know, when Aang kissed Katara and she was confused, and then he kissed her again and she was still confused, and then Katara was kind of into Jet, and I was like, Miss Girl, what's happening here? So I just have to say that it was a long and wild ride, but we did get to the conclusion that we wanted, except then, again, another spoiler alert, Legend of Korra. Aang is no longer alive, so we don't really get to see that romance bloom. We were kind of cut short of it, so I would give that an 8.5 out of 10. Once again, very similar to Booth and Bones, very cute relationship, but I did not get enough of it. And then switching into Legend of Korra, honestly, I kind of do ship Asami and Korra. I love that idea. I don't know if you actually ever see that they're actually in a relationship, but from like the fandom that I've read, like it seems that way. But I also really I kind of like Korra and Mako too. I don't really love Asami and Mako, but I like Korra and Mako, and I also like Korra and Bolin, because Bolin's so cute, you know? But I haven't really finished the series, so I can't really comment on his future girlfriend. Anyways, Next, we have Gossip Girl. So I guess the two most iconic ones are Serena and Dan, Serena and Nate, and then there's also Chuck and Blair. I don't really want to comment on the Chuck and Blair because I just don't like Ed Westwick because he has been known to not respect women and done some really shady things in the past, so I'm not going to comment on him. I actually don't watch Gossip Girl for that very reason. I used to, and then I learned about his past actions, and I decided I didn't want to watch or support a show where he was getting money from that. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, like, if you watch Gossip Girl, like, that's totally fine, totally up to you, and it is a really addicting and really fun show. I just, you know, Ed Westwick, every time I see him, I'm just like, ooh. So I'm not gonna comment on that relationship. Serena and Dan, I don't like them together, to be honest. Like, for one, I do not see how Dan could have pulled Serena. I'm waiting for an answer, but it just seemed a little bit forced. It seemed like weird to me, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. So I'm gonna give that, but I'm still like a nice grader. I'm gonna give that a 6 out of 10. Next we have, oh my god, the most iconic television couple. They're automatically getting a 20 out of 10. David and Patrick from Schitt's Creek. Hello. I've never seen a cuter couple. When Patrick sings to David, like, I see you when I need you and my heart's on fire. Come to me, wild one. Come to me, give me everything. You're simply the best. That, oh my god, I get chills every time. I'm always crying.
And it can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong, babe. 'Cause you're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
And then when Patrick in turn lip syncs for David, and David lip syncs for Patrick, and Patrick knows that David's embarrassed of those. Oh my god, yes, it hits somewhere else. And their proposal scene and their wedding. Oh my god, the whole show is just chef's kiss. If you haven't watched Schitt's Creek, you definitely should because it is fantabulous. But I would say I think they are my favorite couple of all time. They're just so cute. I also really appreciate how they portrayed such a lovely, they just did such a good job of like portraying romance, but also bringing awareness to LGBTQ plus issues and the experience. And I think, like, I don't see many TV shows still where there's gay or lesbian characters, and so I just really loved how Schitt's Creek designed their show and wrote it, and it was so poignant, and you know, I don't know, it's just amazing. It's beautiful. Oh, it brings me to tears just thinking about it, that scene. Simply the best. Next, we're moving on to Jane the Virgin, and we have a little love triangle going on there. Jane, Michael, Raphael. Okay, let's just break it down. Let's keep it quick. In my personal opinion, again, this is a very shallow personal opinion, I do think Raphael is cuter, but I think Michael is the better guy for her because they kind of grew up together and he's kind of known her for a longer time. I would say probably, but neither are perfect. 7 out of 10 for Michael, 6 out of 10 for Raphael. Definitely think Raphael is a cuter individual though, in my own opinion. Okay, Jim and Pam. Again, this is an 11 out of 10. To me, they're not quite as cute as David and Patrick, and that might just be personal preference, but you know, Jim and Pam are just so cute from The Office. There's nothing else to say. It's just, they do take a little long to get together, which is hard for me. But when they are together, it's amazing. Oh god, this couple literally like tears out my heart, rips it in half, steps on it, and then puts it back in. I know that was graphic, but I'm serious. High School Musical, the musical, the series, Ricky and Nene. And it's, you know, it's so much harder that this is all going on in real life. Like, we have Driver's License, we have Live, we have Skin. I don't know exactly what's happening behind there, but you know something is going on. It could just be a publicity stunt, but they really played with my feelings well. But Ricky and Nene, oh my god, that show had me crying so hard because they're an on and off again couple. They clearly have very deep feelings for one another, and they've been friends for such a long time. And the fact that Ricky couldn't say I love you at the beginning, oh, killed me. But then also how she started dating EJ, killed me. Because I know he still loves her, killed me. And then I do think Nene was never in the wrong. I think she was actually just a good friend and a good person. Ricky sometimes wasn't the greatest. But anyways, at the very end, when he sings to her and they sing together and then he tells her he loves her, that scene where he's like, oh, I love you. And she turns around and it's apparently unscripted, at least a part of it. Oh my god, chills.
I love you. I've loved you since the first time you picked up your ukulele and you wrote a song about clouds. A silly little song about clouds. I love you. And that night in your room, when you told me you loved me, I meant to say it. I meant to say it. And I've kicked myself every day since then because I didn't say it. But I do. I love you.
Yes, they're not quite as perfect to me as David and Patrick, so they'll get a 19 out of 10. But if you haven't seen that show, oh my god, fabulous, fab. Okay, this is a couple that never actually got together, but I wanted them to get together from Law & Order. Michael Cutter from season 18 through 20 and Connie Ruberosa from season 18 through 20. In case you don't watch the original Law & Order, number 1, you should. Number 2, what are you doing with your life, because you definitely should. And number 3, this is a couple that one of them clearly had a very unrequited love for the other. That would be Michael Cutter for Connie. And I thought they would have been really cute, but it never ended up happening. So that unfortunately is a -1 out of 10 because it never did end up happening. But if it had happened, I would have definitely considered it a top contender. Wow, I cannot speak. Next, we have a Star Trek couple from Voyager. B'Elanna, who is half Klingon, half human, and Tom Paris, who is full human. Now, you might not think that this relationship would get anywhere, but I think this is another classic example of when opposites attract. They are just so perfect. They complement each other. Tom is very lighthearted and funny. B'Elanna is tough and strict, not as strict, but a little bit more aggressive, but together they are perfect. And Tom accepts and loves B'Elanna, and B'Elanna clearly loves Tom. 10 out of 10. Next we have Mike and Eleven from Stranger Things. Now, I was always a fan of this couple. I thought they were very cute. I did think that they were into each other a little bit too young, you know. I don't know, like when I was that age, I was just not as into relationships. But you know, every person matures at a different age, and maybe I'm a late bloomer, but I thought, yes, they were cute, definitely cute. Ultimately, I really want them to stay together, but I just don't think they're quite as cute to me as like David or Patrick. Well, nobody is, but like, or Ricky or Nene. I would say that's probably a 9 out of 10 for me. I really like them. It crushed me when they broke up. I was very sad, and it was also really hard for me to watch the whole season 2, I think, when they're not together. I was like, oh god, why did the Duffer Brothers do that to me? Next, we have Riley and Lucas from Girl Meets World, and I would say, again, I really like this couple, but they didn't quite mature into the way that I wanted them to, and it took a really, really long time. So I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Next, we have Maddie and Diggy from Girl Meets World, and I used to have an argument with my best friend, Gabriella, about this all the time. And she really liked Diggy. I was not a huge Diggy fan because he left Maddie and went to go somewhere and then tried to come back for her. No. And she had already moved on with Josh, whom I love. So Josh, we're gonna give a 9 out of 10. Diggy will give like a 6 out of 10. Ross and Rachel from Friends, ew. Rachel is so out of his league. Ross is kind of, he drives me crazy. When you're on a break with somebody, okay, little life lesson, Ross. When you're on a break with somebody, that doesn't still mean that you should sleep with somebody the same night, okay? It's just not great, and it really causes trust issues, and honestly, I think Rachel was totally in the right here. So Ross, yeah, bye-bye. 0 out of 10 for that relationship. Actually, 1 out of 10 because it has Rachel. Maybe 2 out of 10 because it has Rachel. But Ross does bring it down. Chandler and Monica, on the other hand. Now that is a cute couple. I think they are great together. I love them. Chandler's so funny. Monica's a little bit more serious. But together, amazing. I would give them a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, because sometimes they don't quite work for me, or it seems a little bit forced. I would have liked to see Joey and Phoebe as a couple. I think that would have been cool. Remember when Joey dated Rachel? Oh my goodness. No. Corey and Topanga from Boy Meets World, and then Girl Meets World. I think these two are just so cute together. They were their first kiss, first love, and they grew up together, and then they started together in Girl Meets World with their children, Augie and Riley. I love them, 10 out of 10. Finally, we have 3 more left. Meredith and Derek from Grey's Anatomy, not my favorite couple. There's just so much drama there. It just seems unhealthy because, you know, you want a relationship just to be loving and caring and not that hard. Like, they're supposed to be hard because you're working with another person or persons, but not that hard. Theirs are so hard. I would give them a 5 out of 10. Schmidt and Cece. Now, I know Schmidt has his flaws, but I love them as a couple. I think they're just so cute. And so I give them a 9.5 out of 10 because of Schmidt's, oh my goodness, Schmidt's flaws, but overall, they clearly love each other very much. And then finally, that brings us to Jess and Nick. I don't know how I feel about them because I do think they work, but at the same time, they both frustrate me when they're together. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because I just feel like that's probably the right rating. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's keep it at an 8 out of 10. Anyways, everybody who is watching this video. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. I really appreciate that. But overall, I just hope you enjoyed this video, just me rating these TV couples. These are honestly the couples that made me believe in love, and also that made me such a hopeless romantic. Maybe they might be the reason why I'm single this Valentine's Day, but I have to thank them for it because they are also the reason why I have very high standards, which I should for myself because I'm a queen. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun filming it. You kind of saw my sillier side, maybe my more sarcastic side as I was filming this. And I promise you there will be more interesting, more movement related videos in the future. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I appreciate you all so much. All 126 of you. You are wonderful and really make my day every day. So thank you so much. Bye, see you next time.